Hi guys, today I'm going to share with you a recipe for the most delicious white cheddar scone. As usual, you know this recipe is going to be super simple, but it is so delicious and the scones are so tender and flaky. Now the first step is to place all-purpose flour into a food processor. To that I'm adding baking powder. Baking powder is going to help this to rise as it cooks. I've also added salt to the dry ingredients. Next, I'm going to add cold butter, and it's important to use cold butter because this is going to make the scones super flaky. If you do not have a food processor, you can also grate the butter into the flour using a grater. Next, I'm adding the pieces of cold butter into the food processor with the dry ingredients. I'm going to pulse this just a few times so the butter pieces breaks into smaller pieces, but you don't want it to be too fine. So I would say probably about 6 to 8 pulses should do. And this is what you want it to look like. It will be coarse and there will be chunks of butter, and that is absolutely perfect. And next we get to the good part, which is the cheese. I'm going to use an extra sharp cheddar cheese, and Cabot has a great selection of cheddar cheeses. Let me tell you a little bit about Cabot if you haven't heard about them. Cabot is a cooperative owned by farm families throughout New England and New York, and 100% of the profits go back to the farmers, which is amazing. What I love about Cabot cheddars is that they are naturally aged and 100% naturally lactose free. And I grated the cheese using the fine side of the grater. Look at that beautiful mountain of cheese. It just makes me so happy. The next thing we're going to do with this beautiful aged cheddar cheese is place it into the bowl with the dry ingredients. I'm adding a bit of yellow mustard and homemade pepper sauce for a nice punch. They both complement the flavors of cheese so well. Now I'm going to give it a good stir just so everything combines well, and then I'm going to form a well in the middle to add the milk. Next, I'm adding milk to the mixture, and you can use whole milk or 2% milk, either one works well. Now I'm going to stir this all together to form a soft dough. Now I am not going to overwork this dough. I'm just going to stir it until it comes together before turning it out onto the counter. When it comes to making scones and biscuits, it's important to not overwork the dough so it's not tough. You want it to be light and flaky. Now I'm going to press this together gently, and you don't want to press down firmly on this. You don't want to make it compact. Cheese scones will always have a fun place in my heart. As a child going to primary school in Guyana, whenever I had to buy lunch, I would walk down the street to the local bakery and I would race to get the cheese scones. That's all that I wanted. Now that we have this all together, and this is what you need it to look like, you want it to be about 1 inch thick. I'm going to cut it out using biscuit cutters. Now you can cut it into squares, you can cut it into triangles, but today I'm using my biscuit cutters. Sometimes the scones are a little sticky on the inside and it sticks to the cutters. You can dip the cutter into flour before dipping it into the scone. This recipe makes roughly about 8 scones. Now as you can see, I'm gently pressing the dough together, and I will just repeat the process until I've used up all of the dough. Next, I'm going to place the scones onto a baking pan about 1 inch or 2 apart because these will rise as they cook, and brush the top with egg wash, which is made of egg yolk and 1 teaspoon of water. Next, I'm going to place these into an oven preheated at 400 degrees and bake it for approximately 20 minutes until it's nice and golden brown. Look at these beautiful scones. These are they're so light, they're so flaky, and the cheddar cheese just comes through. There's no denying that this is a cheddar cheese scone. Thank you to Cabot for sponsoring this video. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and to give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.